my moods are great.
I feel like Sinead has an answer.
Guys aren't nice.
Okay, hottie.
Pause.
Yeah, we gotta go Disneyland.
Well then, damn, you know what? I had a baby.
We are back, you guys, for another episode of Say It With Me, Clevver Conversations. We asked you guys via Instagram with a story to submit anonymous questions, and we are here to give you advice on your question
queries.
marks, your queries, your inquiries, your
I'm
life.
excited. This is my first time.
Yeah.
Let's get started.
Yeah, let's do it.
So, ask away. How do you keep a personal work-life balance? I feel like it changes for most people probably a lot because life changes, right? So for me personally, having a kid, obviously that in and of itself changes. Before he started school, it was really difficult.
Yeah.
Now that he's at school, I kind of designate that as like my work time. But obviously sometimes kids just are gonna be kids and they're just like,
You know what? No, you cannot work today, mommy.
and then I think the hardest thing is social media, from like what's me working on social media and what's me just enjoying social media, because when the lines get blurry, it can affect my mental health really, really badly. So I decide to stop working on social media. That means like not trying to do anything work related on social media by like 6 p.m. And then after that, if I'm on social media, my mindset's different. I'm just enjoying my friends' posts or whatever, or like commenting on other people's things, and I don't view it as work. So I can actually like feel good about myself after a certain point, because that in and of itself is draining.
Yeah.
Social media is draining.
Yep, I literally want to die.
Separating who you are as a person from what you do for a
Right.
living. Like, I have to separate those things in my mind because we're freelance, for example, so it's like, it's not like we're going to a 9 to 5 every day.
Right.
Like, it could be like a long period of time in between jobs for us. So it's like, if you associate who you are as a person with what you do for a living, you'll just be depressed all the time because
Totally.
it's like such a roller coaster, you know?
Yeah, I think also doing what we do, like, because we don't go into a 9 to 5, like, it doesn't mean we can just party like every other night of the week, or I mean,
Right.
you could, but that doesn't make me feel good and productive. So I like to create a ton of work hours for myself,
Right.
and then turning that off at a certain time so that even if I don't want to go out, I can watch a movie. You can hang out with your son, like you
Right.
can just chill.
Just remember that everyone's idea of like balance or work from home or office or whatever is different. So like if you feel like your friends are super productive and you don't understand why like it's 10 a.m. and they're like do and you're just like remember that everybody's schedules and their brains work differently.
Yeah.
So you have to find what works for you.
All right, guys, question number 2 was, what are our favorite segments to film at Clevver? Mine are probably the retail ratings episodes. I love clothing. I love shopping online. I just like getting to know more clothing stores and like what they're maybe more known for, or finding like a hidden gem that I would have never shopped for had we not done that episode. Let us know in the comments below if there's a retailer that you guys really want us to shop, because we might do it.
I really like when we do the like buying gifts for each other from like Target, like the Target gift exchange.
Yeah.
Those are so fun.
They're so fun because it's such a surprise and nobody, and we like make jokes and we always just have a really good time when we film those. Oh my god! Oh, it makes me happy. I also really like Clevver Conversations, even though it's really new. I like doing this. Oh, I also really like, and this was gonna surprise me, I miss like styling you guys when we used to do stuff like that.
I liked the one that we did when we went to the mall with Sid and Olivia, and we were like shopping for a fake event.
Oh,
like
that
that was
was
fun
fun.
because you had like an event and it was like a one outfit and quick.
I think I like more vlog style content. You never know where the content's gonna go.
Yeah.
You don't know what's gonna be said or what's gonna be uncovered. Sometimes it gets emotional, sometimes it's just hilarious.
What is the one when we are standing in a line and we have to guess what store, like who's ASOS, who's whatever?
Oh yeah.
Cheap for Steve.
Yeah, cheap
Yeah,
for Steve.
I like that because I'm always so stressed.
No, and that's a really fun game too.
It ends up really bringing out like a stressful side because
Yeah.
it's always the middle and the highest. You're like, this one's
Yeah.
obviously shit.
And we're always playing that one as like a team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Teamwork is dreamwork.
Okie dokie. Question number 3. How can you tell if a guy likes you or if he's just being nice?
Guys aren't nice.
Hashtag preach.
This is the thing, 9 times out of 10, you're going to know that he likes you because he'll either ask you out or he'll give you some signs, like he'll be like touchy or he'll put his arm around you. But depending on how old you are asking this
I was
question,
just gonna say, yeah.
Younger guys, I feel like, will not talk to you. They like
They'll
you.
avoid
Yeah,
you.
or they will, like, there's a reason why they say, like, guys are mean to you and they like you, you know? This is a different shift or vibe. I think as an adult, it's actually a lot easier to tell when a guy is into you.
Yeah.
But I also am of the full, like, belief that if you have feelings for a guy and you feel like it's been going on for a while, if it's stressing you out, sometimes it's a good idea to just put yourself out there and find out how they feel about you.
I think nowadays with technology, it's pretty easy to like respond to one of their Instagram stories, like, and make it flirty and test the waters to see like how they respond. You could always be like, okay, hottie,
Yeah,
you know,
just
something
put it out
flirty.
there.
Right.
And that could also be friendly, but I think a lot of times like they'll pursue twice.
Yeah.
They'll get rejected a few times before they really know, okay, she's not about it.
Yeah, they will. They'll try a few times.
Yeah.
As an adult, I'm sorry. If you are into me and you're like, I don't want to talk, I'm going to assume you're not into me, and I'm going to be like, well, forget him. Like, I'll move on to someone who's like, is assertive. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to deal with.
And even if, like, I've had a guy tell me that they're interested in me, and I said to them, like, I don't feel the same, like, if you're down to be friends. And he even said, he's like, I'm not really interested in being your friend, so, like, you're awesome, but no. And I was like, fair, like, that's totally within his right to not pretend like we could be friends if that's not what they were feeling. And that's sometimes I think what girls need to be okay with doing too, is being like, okay, well, I have feelings for you, I don't just want to be your friend. And then, you can't be friends for a little while.
Right, right.
I am not your friend.
One of you guys asked, have we ever had someone pass away, and how do we handle that? Like handling grief. It's hard.
It sucks.
We honestly, I'm not gonna lie, we were all just having a conversation at lunch about having pets pass and the potential of, and we were like on the verge of tears.
Yeah.
You guys have been a part of my grief a lot recently, because last year was just the worst year of life for me, because it started with our dog who passed away like a year ago, and I was at work in the middle of filming.
Oh my God, wait.
Yeah, I was in the middle of filming, and Nils had taken him to the vet that morning, but it was already not good. I literally had changed into the outfit, was standing in the dressing room, and I was like, oh my God, I can't do this. I called Nils, and Nils was like, hey, I don't think this is gonna last for like a few more minutes. And I was just like, I have to leave. Like, this is bad. Bridget came in and she was like, you can go, it's okay. I was just sobbing. Like, it was just one of those moments where I was just like, oh my God. And then coming out of the dressing room too, just there's so many people around, and you're almost like,
you don't want to be around people.
Well, it's like
it
was good and bad, right?
Yeah.
Like immediately it was like nice to just like have people be like, you're gonna be okay. In terms of like losing people, my grandma died in the fall, and that was the worst experience of my life by far. There are certain times you're gonna lose people that like the only thing you can do to get through it is just to give yourself time. Like there's no easy fix.
Yeah, it's gonna suck however you flip it. Like, grief is just really hard. My grandma died like 2 weeks after your grandma died. You also just have to remember that life, it's like the circle of life. Unfortunately, we're born, we live, and then we die, you know? And then like the way I think about it is like, I get a new guardian angel. It's always gonna be hard, but then also like, if you're dealing with someone, if they died of an illness or they were really struggling at the end of their life, it almost like when they die, it's like, okay, good, now they're not struggling anymore. Like if you change your perspective that way, but it's hard. I'm sorry whoever you're lost.
We're really sorry. Grief is grief. We've all gone through it. It's never easy, and there's no wrong or right way to do it. It's gonna hit you how it's gonna hit you, and especially who it is, when it is, different stages. But reach out to people close to you, because they just want to help and give you a hug.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if you believe in heaven, but like the concerts up there are probably incredible because of like all the famous people that have died.
And they're probably free.
They're probably free.
Guys are gonna charge you?
No, Oprah, no.
No?
Okay, this next question, I'm not gonna say that it was directed at me or anything. Your channel has made me fall in love with white boots. How do I style them?
My boots are great.
I feel like Sinead has an answer.
The amount of hate I have gotten for my white boots on
Really?
this channel.
No.
Oh yeah, it was crazy in the beginning.
Really?
But I just was gonna force it on you because I love white boots so much. Oh yeah, people used to be like, oh my God, Sinead, do you ever wear any other color boots? White boots should be as accessible and as much of a go-to as black boots. I think white boots are so chic. I think that it's a great way to make jeans. If you wanna still wear jeans, but you wanna look a little bit more going out, it's a great way of making a pair of jeans jeans, pair of leggings, a skirt, a denim skirt, look like
Yeah, like white with denim.
Yeah, like you tried a little bit harder, even if you didn't. So I would say start with denim because that's the easiest to do, and then go from there.
It's also a really fun way if you want to dress something down. Like if I wear like a black dress, a short mini black dress, and then I throw on some white boots with it, it makes it like, oh, I can go to a bar like this.
Right. Instead of wearing, you mean like a stiletto
like a
heel or something. Yeah, totally.
Makes it more cash.
They're really nice boots.
All right, you guys, our last question is very sweet and wholesome and nice. Who are our idols / role models, maybe public, personal, and why?
Oh, the first person that comes to mind is Keke Palmer. I love Keke Palmer so much, and I've talked about this for a long time. It's not just because she's like hot right now, like everyone's talking about her.
Hilarious.
Like I've loved Keke Palmer for so long because A, she's hilarious, and she has a really great personality, and she seems so normal.
I was just gonna say it's her
genuine.
normalness.
It's very genuine.
Yeah, authentic.
Yes, very authentic, down to earth, and her career trajectory has just been amazing.
You've got my back. So when it comes to like work, obviously it's my girl Zendaya. When I think of like work ethic and just like doing a little bit of everything, never selling yourself short, and then I think about like how much of her fashion choices have inspired my own, the way she dresses, and like her androgynous style definitely like made me feel way more comfortable about the way I dress. So that was like huge for me, and I love her. I love her so much, and I just think she is one of the hardest working people in this business.
Thank you so much.
I love how my mom raised me. Like my mom for me is a good one for being a mom and like a working woman, a mom, and like she was always so good at setting boundaries. Like I feel like there's just so many things I would take from my mom, and then you know being like a woman in Hollywood and trying to work in Hollywood, there's so many women that like, I literally can't narrow it down. There's women that I think are beautiful and just seem cool, like that I look up to in Hollywood, but there's also like women who have just consistently worked, and like none of them are coming to mind like specifically.
I know someone that you talk about that it's kind of a more obscure choice.
Who?
Justin Timberlake's wife.
Jessica Biel.
Jessica Biel.
I just want her body. Like I just think she's hot.
The last time we talked about it, you kept saying like she's so underrated.
She is though, because she's worked since she was a kid and she has her own production company. And I do feel like now, especially with women in Hollywood, like you'd think most beautiful, awesome, cool front leading women would never get overlooked, but over time they sort of age out of the obvious like front runner roles. And I think these women that have been really smart, like Reese Witherspoon, and these women that have created production companies to keep themselves going and working and putting themselves in and like putting other amazing strong women, like I like watching it.
We all kind of really respect people who have put in a lot of work over a long period of time.
Yeah, I have an annoying additional answer.
Give it to me.
Honestly, myself. Because, listen, I'm proud of myself. I got myself all the way to here from when I was yay big. And like, sure, like family, parents helped out, but I'm like really proud of myself. And like, at the end of the day, guess what? You look in the mirror and it's like, you have to push yourself to do everything that you do.
Yeah.
But
Well,
honestly,
then damn, you know what? I had a baby, okay? And that was hard as hell, all right? And I didn't think I was gonna work anymore. And the day I found out I was pregnant, I also signed like the biggest contract I had, and I was so scared to say anything, you know what? But I got myself from when I was yay big back to here, and you know what? I did it, so damn, I'm proud of myself too.
you know, and I just feel yeah.
I made my phone background a young picture of me.
That's right.
Because I saw someone say, look, if you ever feel like you haven't gone far in life or you're not doing as best as you could or you're not where you thought you'd be, you have to remember where you came from and how far you've gotten yourself.
Yes.
And this person would always be proud of future you.
Yeah!
All right, y'all, that is another Clever Conversations in the book. You guys keep DMing us because we love to answer your questions or give you advice or just talk to you through a camera.
That was fun.
It
was fun.
This is one of my
High
favorite
five.
things that we do. Woo, now wave, woohoo.